What's good, everyone? I'm IAnthonyD. Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see your beautiful faces as always. Today we are talking possible release dates, more on the dope single player, and even some more about this ability that Michael Myers has. So if you guys enjoy these types of videos, make sure to slash that like button and subscribe for more horror news and horror gameplays. Recently, Jared, the creative director from IAnthonyD, did an interview about Halloween the game, and as always, we're going to break it down and see what we can learn from it. They start off by talking about Michael Myers and how he seems to appear out of nowhere, this living embodiment of darkness, the Shape. This idea comes up later again, but right here is where it really feels like they're hinting at how Michael Myers might actually move and control the map in the game.
I mean, Michael has this great ability to show up out of nowhere and show up in the worst time, and that's the big thing that we're going to do with this game in multiplayer, is really kind of show this kind of darkness and shape that can be out of nowhere and can be stalking you the entire time. And really the goal is to have us return to that real horror slasher, vibe. We've been working on a lot of other styles of games, and really I think now it's time to come back to what really kind of put us on the map, which is slasher horror.
I've said this before, but I really feel like this mechanic that they're talking about is something similar to what we've seen in the game last year, The Nightmare. In that game, the killer could roam around in almost a ghost-like form, zipping across the map, watching the survivors and choosing the perfect moment to spawn in and strike. The catch was that the killer could only do this if no survivors were watching them. Imagine if Michael worked like that. He could literally become the Shape, a shadow of pure evil, slipping unseen across the map, scouting the victims and plotting his ambush, and then using corners or hiding spots or even closets, he could suddenly materialize and unleash a jump scare. If it works like that, I really feel like it could nail what we see in the movies, this feeling of never being safe, that he could literally be anywhere. Another cool thing that they touch on here is the back-end systems and how that's really grown.
Our back-end, our technology, the growth of just everything that people expect to get with the video game nowadays, we've grown that, unseen element of matchmaking and just all of the server sets and everything like that.
All of the back-end tech that keeps the game running smoothly is in a much stronger place now, and honestly, after what we've seen in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this is amazing to hear. Now, they talked about single player a lot in this interview, and they've been talking about single player honestly in general a lot. It's clearly a really big focus on this game, and I love to hear it.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to let you play as Michael. We're going to let you wreak havoc in Haddonfield, really learn how to be that optimal killer, and then you take all of those skills to multiplayer and either be stalked by him or be the stalker. And it's very exciting.
The single player campaign won't just be story content. As we've heard, it's almost like a tutorial or even a practice mode for online play. I still just think that is such a cool way to help new players learn. They dropped some more details on the single player stuff.
I mean, it's Halloween. Everyone wants to know and be and see Haddonfield in this way, and the fans really want to get more from the world and the universe. And so with this, that was the goal, is to give you more, is to give you an understanding of what's going on here. And we're not telling you everything, because we do want people to still connect their own opinion of what Michael is and what's driving him. But we wanted people to be able to experience that, and that's why we've brought Loomis into play, and he'll be narrating it. So there's going to be a lot of understanding from his perspective of this monster that he's been studying for all of these years and has essentially made him mad, and it's really exciting to be able to connect all these dots and work with all of the people that made it.
They really showed just how big of a future this is going to be and what players can expect. What stood out to me is how they mentioned stepping away from how strict movie accuracy can be at times. They don't want it to be so locked into the original film that they lose fun gameplay opportunities. And honestly, I'm really happy to hear that, because you really need a balance of being authentic and playability.
It's really working with the partners, and it's them allowing us to kind of pull from everything, and we have to explain why this happens. But the biggest part is gameplay and fun, and the game needs to be great. And it needs to be this experience that everyone wants to play over and over again. And so the IP guys know that. So there will be times where, it's not exact, but it's because of these things. And we are adding things to the Michael Myers world that people will be like, wow, I've never seen this before. But it makes sense, you know, and that's the big thing is like we are working with the people that are fostering it directly. We have weekly calls with them and we pitch them ideas and we work with those ideas to make it more to the canon, but also really great gameplay.
I always felt like TCM lost out on some cool opportunities because of how strict and loyal it was to the IP. Now this right here is super interesting. They actually kind of tease and touch on the topic of release dates. The interviewer jokes about the game coming in 2026, and he also suggests that it could be a Halloween release. At first it seems like a throwaway line, but then Jared actually says late next year.
Next year. We don't have a firm date yet, but I mean,
Late
Halloween.
next year.
Halloween. So when obviously players get their chance to actually go hands-on with the game and try it for themselves.
This closes in on the timeline of when we can expect this game. And finally, we're back talking about this ability of Michael Myers and how important this is to this game.
Understanding and realizing the ability that Michael has to show up out of nowhere. That's going to be the really fun one, because in our multiplayer playtests, no matter how much we've played, you think you're safe, you think you're okay, and then he's there, and then you're just like, oh no, oh no, and it's that thing that we saw in the film that we captured in a game, and it's really cool to be able to say, like, this is the first time you've been able to do something like this, and it's really fun.
Jared circles back to Michael's unique ability. This is the same one teased earlier and is inspired directly by the films, and also they say we've never seen this before in a game. To me, it reinforces the idea that this is Michael's ability to use the shadows to traverse around the map and reappear right where you least expect them. But there you have it, guys. That's all I have for you in today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to slash that like button, subscribe, notification set to all, join Slasher Gang, but most importantly, remember the rules to survive. Don't do drugs, don't have sex, and oh yeah, don't die.
You gotta have a seat. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days, there are certain rules. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a seat. You can never have sex. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days, you never drink or do drugs. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a seat.